Man, if you've been paying attention to pop culture at all this past month, you already know that one guy has been absolutely dominating the conversation from London to San Diego. Nathan Fillion is having one heck of a July. I mean, we're talking about a guy who went from being the beloved captain of the Serenity to the oldest rookie in the LAPD, and now he's gearing up to enforce justice across the cosmos. It's been a massive, absolute whirlwind week of announcements across all his major fandoms. So in this explainer, we're going to break down every single crucial update you need to know about his upcoming slate.
All right, let's take a quick look at the roadmap for this explainer. We've got Section 1, which covers the highly anticipated Firefly animated revival. Section 2 is all about suiting up for lanterns. Section 3 tackles the Rookie Season 9, and then we'll wrap things up with Section 4, exploring some classic Nathan Fillion tales. Let's get right into it.
Kicking things off with Section 1, the Firefly animated revival, Keeping the Faith.
Okay, let's start with what is arguably the most historically significant news for die-hard browncoats out there. This stems directly from the MCM Comic-Con panel in London on July 27th, and the current status of the project is super fascinating. See, this isn't just a rumor. The revival was actually confirmed way back in March at AwesomeCon. Fillion's own production company, Collision 33, is set to produce it, with Shadow Music handling the animation. But at MCM London, they wanted to be crystal clear with fans. They are announcing the active development of the series, not a series order. Right now, they are out there actively seeking a network or a streaming home.
And you know, this really pulls back the curtain on the reality of Hollywood production. Fillion actually gave a very honest update to his former co-star Alan Tudyk right there on stage. Tudyk had made a joke that the process is kind of like developing old film photos, and they're currently just in the rifling through personal images phase. Fillion responded by reminding everyone that getting a show onto a platform is just not easy work, or else everyone would do it. It takes time, patience, and a whole lot of behind-the-scenes heavy lifting.
Now here's the absolute best part. Who is actually coming back? Well, if they can find a home for this animated series, we are talking about Gina Torres, Jules State, Morena Baccarin, Sean Marr, and Summer Glau all stepping back onto the ship. For a fan base that has literally waited over 2 decades, seeing these names attached to a real, developing project, that's monumental.
You might also be wondering, where exactly does this fit into the story? Well, the new animated series isn't some reboot that just erases what came before. Actually, it's set to take place squarely in the timeline gap between the original 2002 television show and the 2005 feature film Serenity. So it expands the universe while fitting perfectly into the established continuity. It's exactly the kind of structured storytelling fans always want to see.
Fillion wrapped up this update with Deadline on a super sincere note, making it clear that the return of Firefly is something the fans both want and deserve. He truly understands that the fans are the engine that's kept this 25-year-old show relevant. Oh, and for those wondering about original creator Joss Whedon, while he isn't directly involved in this new animated production, Fillion did confirm that Whedon has given the project his full blessing. So, browncoats, the ship is still flying. Keep the faith.
Moving right along to Section 2, Suiting Up for Lanterns, a high-stakes cosmic saga.
We are shifting gears here to a massive, fast-paced scale. While Firefly is definitely taking its time in development, Fillion has another colossal project that's right around the corner. Just a few days prior, on July 24th, he completely surprised fans by crashing the San Diego Comic-Con stage wearing a Best Gardner Ever t-shirt. He was there for the brand new trailer drop for HBO's Lanterns. Hearing that iconic Green Lantern oath in the footage means this show is not holding anything back. It is a huge, exciting swing for DC, and they are fully embracing the rich comic book mythology that fans know and love.
Let's look at this phenomenal cast because, wow, the show primarily follows veteran Hal Jordan, played by Kyle Chandler, and new recruit Jon Stewart, played by Aaron Pierre, as 2 intergalactic cops. But right there in the mix is Nathan Fillion, reprising his role as the cocky, hot-headed Guy Gardner. Fans are actually going to get their first taste of Fillion's Gardner in the upcoming 2025 Superman movie, but this series is where he'll really get to stretch his legs in the role.
The trailer brilliantly shows us just how crazy the scale is going to get. What starts as a dark, grounded, Earth-based mystery out in Nebraska rapidly escalates into a full-blown galactic conflict. We get these glimpses of the robotic manhunters, and even a look at the classic Green Lantern villain, Sinestro. The stakes are just skyrocketing from a terrestrial investigation straight to cosmic warfare.
And honestly, the best part, the payoff is immediate. This highly anticipated cosmic saga premieres on August 16th on HBO and Max. If you are looking for the definitive show of the summer, this is absolutely it. It's packed with action, an incredible cast, and Nathan Fillion bringing that signature charm to the DC universe.
All right, Section 3, the rookie season 9. We're talking cliffhangers and managing expectations.
Look, we can't talk about Nathan Fillion without discussing his current network anchor. Production has officially started, and Fillion is joining the team on set this very week. But during their Comic-Con reunion, they kind of had to address the elephant in the room. When asked about that jaw-dropping Season 8 finale, where Tim and Lucy were kidnapped literal moments after their engagement, Fillion just looked at the Comic-Con crowd and asked, "Show of hands who had a conniption in their living room." And the absolute sea of hands that shot up told you everything you needed to know about how deeply invested fans are in this story.
So how on earth are they getting out of this one? Well, creator Alexi Hawley gave a little update, noting that the new season will kick off with an incredibly high-stakes, two-part special premiere that picks up right after the kidnapping. Hawley described it as dramatic, funny, and an unexpected love story. Co-star Melissa O'Neil even playfully apologized to the fans for that stressful cliffhanger, thanking everyone for going along for the ride.
But, okay, here's where we've got to manage those expectations a bit. Contrast the immediate release of Lanterns with the return of the Rookie, which actually won't be back until January 2027. Yeah, it's a long wait to see how that cliffhanger resolves. But given the massive two-part premiere they're cooking up, it's absolutely going to be worth the wait. Finally, Section 4, Classic Nathan Fillion Tales, the man behind the roles.
Let's wrap things up on a lighter, more conversational note. Because beyond all these massive franchises, part of what makes Nathan Fillion the undisputed king of Comic-Con is just his personality. Case in point, he told this hilarious story about getting pulled over for a speeding ticket and he didn't have his ID. Well, the police officer recognized him as an actor and actually offered a deal. He said, "Give me an autograph for my wife and I'll let you off with a warning." Fillion was like, "Sure." But as he started signing, he realized the officer actually thought he was Arrested Development star Jason Bateman. So what does he do? He just rolls with it. He signed the autograph, "All my love, Jason Bateman," and handed it right back. A classic case of Hollywood identity theft to get out of a ticket.
He also shared a slightly more grounded story. Now at 55 years old, Fillion explained why he really doesn't do his own stunts anymore. He admitted he'd love to be like Tom Cruise for sure, but it all goes back to a lingering injury. Back during the 7th season of Buffy the Vampire Slayer, a 32-year-old Nathan got kicked in the knee, and he admitted the joint has literally never been the same since.
But, there's actually a silver lining to that old injury, and it proves what a class act Fillion really is. He prefers to step back now, noting that a more mature and reasonable Nathan loves watching his stunt double execute the scene perfectly. But more importantly, he pointed out that insisting on doing his own stunts would actively take a job away from the professional stunt performers who are paid to do it. He looks out for his crew, and you really just have to respect that.
Well, we have covered a ton of ground today in this explainer. We went from the hopeful edge of the verse with the Firefly revival, straight into the cosmic reaches of DC with Lanterns, and we've braced ourselves for a pretty long wait to resolve the Rookie's massive cliffhanger. Fillion's legacy is just incredibly diverse, and his upcoming slate is absolutely packed. So I'm going to leave you with this question to think about. From the edge of the verse to the cosmic reaches of DC, which of Fillion's upcoming massive swings are you most hyped to see first?